Hi guys, what's up? Today I will obviously be talking to you about my favorite type of music, which is dancehall music. Now, before I get into talking about this genre, please understand that these opinions are that of my own. So it's important that you do your own research on dancehall music and the key kind of players in the industry for yourself. Now, really, this music is one of the best genres going for me. I've listened to it as a teenager, and it's just such an amazing genre, and it's influenced many other genres. I tend to listen to it a lot as it keeps me motivated, it keeps me zen, it keeps me hyped sometimes. Listening to it is a form of exercise to me anyway, so let's start talking about it. So as we all know, dancehall music originated from Jamaica, right? Over the years, dancehall music has evolved, and there has now become different factions and fusions of dancehall music, to me anyway, from dancehall blues, everything in between, and dancehall rock stars. Yes, rock stars, but I will get to that later. Now, dancehall music to me is a feeling of movement. It evokes certain emotion it evokes certain emotion of happiness, free spirit, reflection, energy, and a little bit of defiance. Now, the purpose of this video is to kind of shed light on how every facet of life, from fashion, cuisines, and workouts, that's given people a different appreciation of the genre, but how it has become a vibrant sound of rhythm and culture. I will be discussing this in this segment, so let's talk about it. Now, the origins of dancehall music and dance. So we all know the island of Jamaica spearheaded the movement of dancehall. Now, dancehall sprung out of reggae and became a genre of music that garnered mainstream and crossover success. The music has enabled the island directly and indirectly to not only market and sell Jamaican culture, but the Caribbean culture as a whole. I say that, and you might think, why do you say that for? Well, I say that because wherever you go in the world, you are 99.9% likely to bump into a Jamaican individual. Once you obviously start striking up a conversation, you then realize, or you then discover other islands within the Caribbean, such as Barbados, such as Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, just to name a few. Now, I say that as when you mention the Caribbean, people automatically assume Jamaica, not realizing that there are other kind of islands as well. Now, when it comes to the dance element of dancehall music, I would like to say it kind of originated from the Jamaican Kumina tradition, which has its roots in Maroons, which is a story for another video. Now, for me, dancehall music has many fusions to it, many. This is obviously intertwined with more kind of popular circular music, and is usually by artists that are from the Caribbean that have implemented, fusions of their culture into their songs, preserving and promoting their cultural identity. Now, many dancehall artists have stepped out of the traditional form of dancehall. For me, individuals, they've moved away kind of from the slackness to more kind of popular, circular, but still rooted in culture. Individuals may beg to differ. They have done something really different with the sound by paving the way for innovation, which is kind of evident in their videos and obviously collaborations, which gives a fresh new perspective and influence on dancehall music itself. Now, dancehall music is not only upbeat and lively, but the themes in many of the music can range from anything to love, attraction, desire. Oftentimes, lyrics can be suggestive of empowerment, sense of pride, and seductive rhythms. You know what I mean? Even addressing issues of colorism, as well as address political and social issues. Now, the key figures and influential figures. Now, there are many key influential figures in the kind of dancehall industry that I actually listen to, and I felt that they have had a strong positive impact on the culture today, not just musically, but on a social level as well. So you may ask yourself, what do I mean by this? So you have dancehall, right? You have dancehall artists that are conscious in their lyrics, that sing and talk about adversity they faced. They talk about adversity that they face and how they stay steadfast and solid through it all. One such artist is obviously Tommy Lee. In his song Blessings, he draws attention to the action of Christ and what they did to Christ. He also kind of discusses solitude, self-reflection, and when people align themselves with unsavory characters, or people that you don't really buck up with, or people you're not really, into, and you're like, how are they knowing what I'm doing if you're not telling them? Knowing that I don't obviously speak to them. He says, as you tell them one thing, them go leak your secret. Then he goes on to say, they say it's not them circle, so who leak it? He dismisses others' opinions that he has obviously lost his sanity due to his refusal to compromise or associate with certain individuals, right? He turns around and says, me need some time to myself. Me and myself gonna bust a reason. And then he turns around and says, they want to say that they want to go say that I'm mad, but because I have nobody I can reason. He clearly discusses his unwavering belief in a higher power while acknowledging the presence of evil and corruption in the world. The song is a powerful insight of what people face in life. He explores faith, he explores rebellion and blessings, and he explores faith and rebellion, and he advises that blessings can and will still be obtained in the light of the adversity. He's clearly on his own path. His music serves as a testimony to believe in yourself and to find strength in adversity. On the other end of the spectrum, the reggae artist Sizzla discusses that in spite of the adversity and setbacks, he is still solid as a rock. Now, we live in a world of globalization, meaning that as a result of technology, it has brought about a more interconnectedness of music, places, and people. Yeah? Consequently, music is no longer the same in that we are now exposed to different music, and the tables have shifted musically on what now influences mainstream music. More importantly, as a result of cultural homogenization, which basically means the dilution of a culture, right? Dancehall music still remains very much so a powerful tool in preserving and promoting the cultural identity, not just of Jamaicans, right? But of the Caribbean culture as a whole. Now, dancehall dances. Now, the sound of dancehall music gets people moving. That is without a doubt. And many of their dance moves have originated from Kumani tradition, right? It has a profound impact on its ability to kind of convey emotions. It is an art form that has obviously inspired choreographers to utilize in their dance moves and routines, which has contributed further to popularizing certain dance moves that involve the movement of your waistline to the baseline. Now, dancehall dances are not just confined to Jamaica or the Caribbean. It has had a global crossover, adding layers of cultural richness to the moves. dancehall rock stars. So I mentioned before that for me, I'm seeing an emergence of obviously dancehall rock stars that are really changing the definition and narrative of what a rock star is by adding flavor, by adding spice. Let me break it down for you. This artist, is changing the kind of narrative and pushing the boundaries for me, and obviously creating a new sound of dancehall rock, very similar to Tommy Lee, which is very similar to Tommy Lee. But the reason why it's kind of so captivating is because of the delivery of lyrics and performance. His electrifying performances, stage presence, and energy is very different to other artists. It is unique, it is authentic, and it is a great expression of self, conveying messages that reach international audiences. It is just amazing to see. For me, the sound has created a branch of dancehall music that has challenged the traditional sound of dancehall. Dancehall music has been embraced by other artists and other musicians that have incorporated it into their sound, from hip hop, Afrobeat, reggaeton. Many lyrical incorporations of dancehall sound have been done from artists that are either from the Caribbean and put their own spin on it, or the sound itself draws influence from dancehall music. This can obviously be heard in collaborations. This can obviously be heard in their collaborations of different artists from different parts of the world, and the different fusions of musical sound in the song used by the artist. Now, the genres I mentioned above have their own kind of distinct roots and are not kind of sub-genres of each other at all. None at all. No. So, dancehall today. Dancehall today is enjoyed by everyone. It fosters a kind of sense of community, local initiatives, charity work, especially when you have artists that use their kind of platform for the betterment of their community. Dancehall music, or dancehall enthusiasts, and those Jamaicans or Caribbeans in the global diaspora have shown a deep appreciation and solidarity for the genre and the diversity of the music, which obviously enriches people's lives through celebrations, cookouts, and cuisines. Let's not talk about the food. The food's enough. Or something, yeah. That is definitely a story for another video. My conclusion is this. Dancehall music preserves and promotes Jamaican culture and reflects the cultural identity of the island. It has been the catalyst for marketing, evolving, and shaping the island and other islands in response to social, technological, and cultural issues. It has obviously had a profound impact, not just on consumers of the sound, but also finding a place in various other genres and artistic expressions across the globe. Dancehall music is not local, it's an international sound. Peace out.